Man, this is lifestyles of the poor and unfucking fortunate. But I tell you what, bitch, we got views.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to
ChadArmesTV.com.
And a very important message before we get started. Just real quick, we wanted to take 1 second just to let everyone know about something. Opportunity. An opportunity has came forth now to where you, as a creator, artist, entertainer of some sort, someone, I don't know, that we should be aware of, has the opportunity to be a part of ChadArmesTV now. Either through a spotlight interview that we feature every week on ChadArmesTV, or a guest here on the IGSSTS podcast. Those opportunities in the past have never been available. And with the content we've been able to bring to y'all over the past year and a half, more opportunities have presented themselves for us continuously. And before it gets out of reach, we want to make sure that the opportunity is there for y'all as well. So if this message has any value to you whatsoever, please take one moment, feel free to contact me or Chad Armes right now. Either DM us on Instagram, or currently our emails are listed right below. With all that being said, hope you enjoy this week's episode, or today's episode rather. Yeah. Show and prove to the dirt. ChadArmesTV.com. Let's go. Yo, real quick, let's take 1 second, Chad, real quick, just to thank one of our sponsors, the GOAT, Mark Gray over at South Nashville Heating and Cooling.
For sure.
Right? Those guys are amazing at what they do. They're expert in any type of HVAC services you could ever want. We're talking like expert design, superior service, quality installation since 1985.
85, dude. 85.
That's almost 40 years.
That's just, dude, that's insane.
I just turned 40. That's a long time. I'm really old. So obviously these guys know what they're doing. You guys need anything like that? Let me show you. These guys right here, they're the guys to call. Y'all see the name, the number, anything you may need, South Nashville Heating and Cooling can get it done.
For sure. And what better time to have them come help you out.
You said it, dude.
It's hotter than two rats making hot, passionate whoopee in a wool sock outside at all times.
That sounds pretty accurate.
You walk outside and you have heat stroke.
That's dead on. I totally agree.
Mark's your go-to guy. If you want it blowing snow biscuits in your crib, you hit up South Nashville Heating and Cooling.
Do them a favor. When you get them on the phone, tell them you heard about them when I got some shit to say to podcast. For
sure.
For what it's worth. But, yeah, one more time, shout out to South Nashville Heating and Cooling, man. Y'all see the name. Y'all see the number, man. Get at them.
Hey, how are ya? Want to know why I smell so good all the time? www.kingdomfragrances.com. My boy Steve, stop paying retail prices for cologne or perfume. Hit the link in the description. It's my affiliate link. When you set up a new account with kingdomfragrances.com and make your first order, you get 15% off that entire order. He's got some of the best pricing on the internet, and he's got great products, and he gets them to you in a timely manner. Hit up my boy Steve, kingdomfragrances.com, and I promise you, you're going to smell good just like I do, and you're not going to spend near as much as if you go pay retail. ChadArmesTV, giggity.
It's I got some shit to say to podcast, man. We're back like we don't stop, because trust me, we never do. All we do is work. Y'all know me.
Fuck you, Squid.
That's right. R.I.P.
Whizzle fizzle.
Forever and always. And with me as always back there, back in the corner. Nobody puts him in the corner.
ChadArmesTV.com.
That guy. And back with me again, one of my favorites. That guy's here.
Yeah.
And man, all right, guys. I don't know how we should do this one, but this is one we've waited to get for a while. This is one we've been anxious to have for a very long time. He's a good friend of ours. Mm-hmm. He's an amazing fucking person, an amazing producer, one of the best that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Stoner, Thomas Stoner's in the fucking building. Stone Baby Sounds.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. That's super nice of you.
Yeah, man.
You deserve every bit of that, plus
intro,
a lot more, bro. That was like one take Jake. We could just kind of wing it over here, you know what I mean? Shout out T Stoner. If y'all don't know who the fuck T Stoner is, you probably shouldn't be watching this show. And right? I mean, really, I mean, everybody, pretty much
If
our
you call
whole
me T-Stoner, you've known me for a while.
right, but our whole like core audience pretty much knows who Stoner is.
Without even if they don't,
I have a few aliases.
They do. Yeah,
we
they
can
do.
remind you who he is.
They're listening to music that he most likely had something to do with.
Yeah,
For
the fingerprints is on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy when I think about it, though. Honestly, Stoner, when I think about your whole catalog as a producer and things that you've been able to achieve and accomplish, it's like a Wizard of Oz type scenario. You know what I mean? Like you are a puppeteer at this. You know what I mean? Like he's the guy. He's the guy working the strings, man.
that.
You know, I mean, you don't see Stoner out a lot. You really don't. You know, even at like maybe the bigger events, like the monumental shit, you'll see Stoner in the cut if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And maybe like at a certain dinner or something. You know what I mean? You're gonna run into Stoner here and there, but that guy has been responsible for a lot of things that have, I mean, projectile rocket ships out this motherfucker. You know what I mean? From Ryan Upchurch to Jelly Roll to go Chad. I mean, I don't.
He's produced for a lot of people.
Give me some Stoner.
Calhoun,
those are the big
Calhoun
two
and
for
Demon.
sure. Yeah, Demon, Lil White.
Right. I mean, everybody.
A lot, man, a lot.
The whole core of what we've done here, basically.
Yeah.
You know, has worked with Stoner at some point in their life.
Just to give them an idea, how far back do you and Jelly go? When did you?
There you go.
Just
Start
to
with
maybe
that.
say like era as far as when you was producing tracks for Jelly.
Let's see. The first one was Therapeutic 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like we're looking at like 2011 or so or 12, something like that.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm not great with like the years and the dates.
Chad is amazing. Just go with it.
Yeah, that was
For
the
sure.
first one for sure.
That seems, golly, when we put the year with it, it seems like an eternity ago. And the Therapeutics, they're on 5 currently,
Yeah,
right?
he
Like
did-
that's where
he
he's
did
at.
5
4 and
one.
5.
When did 5 drop?
It was like that was when he was doing
What year?
like
I
12.
look it up.
12, 13? Yeah.
That one may have been later.
But you did 5 as well, Stoner?
Yep.
That's when he had started switching his style and he wasn't really rapping as much. It was more like
Yeah. It's like a
smoking
rock
section and all that.
alternative
Yeah.
project kind of.
Yeah. So I want to say that may have been 16 or so. He waited a few years, but those first 4 he was dropping quick
Yeah.
because that started in like 2010-ish.
Well, I mean, I know like your church's go-to guy at this point. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like a 1,000,000%. Like that's not. That's just facts. You know what I mean? Like church is open about that.
Sure.
In and off like music, like even like during putting out content, like he says that shit all the time.
We have good chemistry.
Right, and I love that shit. Shout out Chucky V.
And shout out Chuckleton.
Yeah, we love Chucky. I know Chucky works with you a lot, and like we said, Jelly, and with Jelly though, it's different. What stands out to me most about your current scenario with Jelly, opposed to the things you've done with him in the past, which is a long list of things, and we can start touching on that if you want. But when you guys hear Jelly Roll currently at where he's at in his career, start talking about what's coming. I've seen repeated interviews. I've seen numerous fucking times where the big guy has said, "Oh, we got a whole new rap album coming." Me and Stoner got a whole album coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. You know what I mean? And I know that's facts, and we all know that's facts, but it's like this is basically for the guys that are just catching up, our listeners and watchers that haven't caught on who the T Stoner is, basically. Because he's one of those guys, man. You don't see him out a lot, and it's kind of rare that you get him out of the studio to like this type of scenario. You know what I mean?
True.
But we're glad to have you, Bubba. We're glad that you finally made time to come over here.
Of course.
We got to watch the Titans finally fucking win this year. They barely pulled it off, from what we understood. We turned it off like 2 minutes before the end of the game just to get these cameras going and shit, because we had done.
Well, we could have finished.
Yeah, no, for sure. But at the same time, hell, we sat here. Shit, I think Stoner got here before the half, and it was almost over. So it's like, damn, we should probably get some work done at this point. But yeah, we finally fucking won. We beat the Raiders. A lot of shit was going down in the NFL right as we turned this on. The Bills fucking lost.
Yeah, to the Dolphins.
One's been the fucking source of our news source, like the whole during setup and shit. One's been running relay on NFL scores.
Reporter, man. That's my third job.
Chad's over there cheating right now. He's still fucking tapped in over there.
I know. I'm pulled up. Stoner's got a new single dropping with Jelly. You want to talk about that one?
Sure.
What's
Yeah,
the
you got that
title of
dropping
this?
October 7th?
What's the title of this single?
Yeah, October 7th. It's called Normal.
Normal.
Yep.
Dope.
And
that is
All right, guys, quick disclaimer. October 7th is actually not the release date of Normal, Jelly Roll featuring Rome Ramirez. It's actually slated for October the 14th. This is a 2-part episode with Stoner. This is part 1. We're dropping part 2 on the day of the single release. Y'all check it out.
yep.
Dope.
And
and that is a Stone Baby Sounds joint, right?
it is, yeah. 'cause
Gotcha.
We've got a batch of songs together,
Yeah.
but they're like halfway done, basically. And that was just one, that he allowed me to, like maybe like 6 months ago, I hit him up. I was like, hey, I know it's going to be a while before we get this rap album done,
Yeah.
because he's got to double down on what he's doing that's killing it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And I said, can I please just put somebody on the hook? Because we had a rough of the hook that Jelly was singing, but it was just real scratch vocal.
Yeah.
And so I got someone on the hook, and he said I could do it. So
Is the pre-order like up? There's like art up for it and stuff right now?
Yep, I just posted that.
Yeah,
last night,
I'll send it to you where you can
yeah, it's
throw
on
it
my
up
Instagram.
on
On my Instagram.
Nah, dope.
Yeah, it's a good song, and so Rome Ramirez is a singer. He's the lead singer of Sublime.
Legend.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah, he's crazy talented, really good singer.
Absolutely.
And,
like that's
Yeah.
so how did that happen?
Yeah,
You want
for
to
sure.
speak
Yeah,
on that a
so,
little bit? Like,
like,
how'd that bridge get
basically,
built?
like I want to say 4 or 5 months ago, he actually DM'd me on Instagram
Okay.
and was like, "Hey, I love your stuff. Like, we should do something together. I live in Nashville."
Oh, dope, dude.
So
Right.
I look at his profile, dude. I didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
By his
of
first and
course
last name.
Well, even exactly. Like,
Yeah.
it was his page.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. I'm like, oh my god, it says like Sublime. Sublime with Rome is the name of the band that plays all of Sublime's new music, and he's the singer of it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So, but it's the original bass player, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, just the song made sense. Like when you hear the song, it makes sense them two to be
Gotcha.
together. And
So
came out really good.
so he reached out or whatever on Instagram
Yeah,
and you
right,
told
sorry,
him
I
that
got
you
sidetracked.
but no, it's all good.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you had a song like the scratch vocals, like you were kind of saying, like basically like the
Yeah.
core of it or whatnot.
Yeah,
And
because he reached out to me, and I'm like, dude, I got super excited to work, and then they had to go on like multiple tours and stuff, so we just never had time to link up. And so eventually, I'm like, it kind of cooled down, like we didn't have any plans to meet, and then I had the song in mind. Once Jelly told me that I could use it, I'm like, okay, I got to send it to him. Like, hey,
Dope.
can you sing this? So he recorded it himself. I didn't get a chance to go record it with him, but I'm super grateful that he did it. It turned out really cool.
what did that timeline look like? Like when did all that happen?
It took a little while. I mean, this song took probably like 4 or 5 months for me to. Once I had the idea to ask Jelly, like, because we have these batch of songs, and like at least half of them would be great to build a new Jelly Roll album out of. But the
Yeah.
other half are great songs that we could use for like collaborations and stuff. Not
Absolutely.
to say that they're not as good, but they're just different stylistically.
For
Of,
sure.
Like what I picture a new Jelly Roll album that's going to be kind of rapish to me in my my head.
Yeah.
It's like 6 or 7 songs that we have.
Yeah, for sure. I got
And
you.
this one was kind of in the middle, like it could go on it or it could not. It has a little bit of like a reggae-ish feel, but not really. Like,
Wow, okay.
I want to just play it for you guys, but you'll see. And so it worked out good. So I sent it to Jelly, and I didn't hear from him.
Yeah.
So I think that means I'm cool, because once I posted it, he liked it, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, if you got a
I
like,
had
that's
permission
good.
like 4 months ago.
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
and it took me that long to
Does
to
Jelly
do it,
and Jelly
you know?
knows who's singing it now, right?
Yeah, like I told him about it, and he definitely obviously gave me permission. But
Yeah, I'm sure he's down with
he's
that.
just,
As soon as you
busy,
pitch
so as soon as I was ready, I hit him. But then he liked it. So it's all good.
I totally get it. That's
Yeah,
inside
Just
baseball. I love that
if
conversation.
You know Jelly, you know that,
Right?
Yeah.
That's funny though.
Yeah,
You know what's dope? We didn't even mean to do this, but this is going to be coming out right around the time that single drops.
Perfect. It was
Yeah.
meant to be.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
That's
so
awesome.
that works out, man.
This is
this episode,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
so
was curious too.
Yeah, that'll come out right
so
around the same
we'll
time.
have the link in the description for the
Nice.
single
Facts.
for the link tree for it.
So I have it on my YouTube at Stone Baby Sounds, or you could go on streaming. It'll be everywhere.
Dope.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, we'll make sure all
I did
that's
a little
available.
lyric video too. That looks pretty cool.
You did it yourself?
No, I got one done. Yeah, I try to take credit for them.
That's dope.
Lex Top Dollar was inquiring about a lyric video.
Yeah, dude. I did one on like Fiverr.
Yeah,
every now
didn't
and
come
then.
out the way you wanted.
Not really.
That's
but
the
you
kind of
also
thing
get
about
what you
Fiverr.
You also
Yeah.
get what you pay for. You know? And I went to one that was a little bit cheaper, so I went and spent a little bit of money. Had like a pretty decent one done.
Yeah.
So
And turned out much more satisfying. Gotcha.
Sure.
Yeah, shout out Fiverr though.
Yeah, I've used Fiverr for other stuff.
Absolutely.
Musicians and stuff.
I've got an animated logo that I paid $40 for that I swear I got quoted for hundreds somewhere else.
Design,
Yeah,
random stuff. Yeah.
So how long have you been into music?
I would say in like when I turned 15, I started playing drums.
Word.
And
Fuck yeah.
I've been into music my whole life. Like I had two older sisters that were a bit older than me, so when I was a little kid, like their music influenced me, you know.
That's dope.
So like one of my sisters listened to like Busta Rhymes, Jay-Z, Eminem, and the other one listened to like Blink-182 and like Incubus and
yeah. So walking down the hallway got interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a mean mix.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. Yeah.
That's dope.
So I like all kinds of music, man. I really do. I know people say that, but like I really do.
No, I'm one of those characters too.
Yeah.
I can confidently say that and
Yeah.
and prove it. Really,
There's good and bad music in every genre.
Oh, bro, I'll jump.
Absolutely.
I have a '90s country playlist on my Apple Music, and I'll go straight to Moneybag Yo after that. Dog.
Right.
I don't give a fuck.
right. I think and were you born and raised here? Are you from here?
No, me? No.
Yeah, where you from?
I was born in a military family.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
I was actually born in San Antonio, Texas. But
okay.
I moved before I was like 1 year old.
Okay.
So no,
To
not
here.
really from no. Then I lived in like 5 or 6 different states before I moved to Tennessee.
When did we get you, Stoner?
14, 15. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was, I'm 33 now.
So all the music got made here.
I've been
You're
here
adopted now.
longer than I've lived anywhere else.
Gotcha.
My
And the
whole-
music started here. You said that?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that works.
Yeah.
But still, I think it's like more common for like us in this region to be like that, more open to all genres of music. It feels like the more like out west. I don't know if this is accurate. I'm kind of just pulling this out of thin air, but it seems like in open conversation, like a bunch of us and our friends and just people that we talk to or people we know or associate with through work or jobs or something are pretty open to different genres of music. It's like the old heads ain't really tapped in, and I consider myself an old head at this point, but y'all know what I mean. Like the old rockers are fucking rockers, but like people our age and lower from this region are kind of tapped into everything.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, and I think that I've always kind of noticed that because the farther out west, it's just fuck country. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants nothing to do. But I'm a huge fan of country. Fun fact.
I will say though that like growing up, I would say everything but country because I didn't grow. My dad's from the Bronx. And,
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
My mom is from a farm in Virginia, but we weren't really close to her family growing up. So it was all northern influence. So until I moved here, I realized that like, rednecks weren't what I thought they were in my
Right.
head.
Well, of course, yeah. Just like I probably wouldn't like stuff that we think of like quote unquote Yankees people up north. We go up there and it's probably not going to be what we think in our head because we're just not around it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Hey,
I totally get it.
you
Some
go up
good
there,
mix.
man. They think everybody's riding horses down here.
Yeah.
Man.
Everybody,
Like we don't even have cars. We all got
yeah.
fucking horses.
Yeah, it's just strictly country. But you know what? To speak on what you just said, man, that speaks a lot to how Nashville has grown. You know, definitely known for the country music, yada yada yada. But you look around, the hip hop scene has grown. They got rock down here. Even jazz and all this other stuff is kind of turned into a melting pot.
I hate though.
In general.
I hate though when we walk down Broadway, it's all country.
Right.
That's what I
they-
hate.
They just play into the cliche. Of
Yeah, no, I
for
totally
sure.
get it, but it is like being a local sucks.
But if you notice though, that's Broadway, right? So
it's just Broadway.
That's the historic part. Then you got these new places, these new parts that's popping up, like the Gulch and all these other spots that's more modern. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wonder what's all going to be on second when they redo it all now. Ever since that bomb and shit went off, remember that?
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
like
It's
all
still
that,
pretty messed up.
it's still
it's crazy.
messed
They
up.
haven't even
Bad.
cleaned it at all.
Yeah, well, it's like been stripped and stuff, but
Okay.
it's not. It's still. I mean, dude, a bomb went off there.
Yeah,
You
they
can
gotta be
clearly
careful
tell it. Yeah, and I think they're trying to preserve as much of that block as they can.
Right.
But like even from the river side, like on First Avenue, it's that shit is fucked up,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
But you can
I've been
walk
down there
through
a
it now and drive through it now in one lane, I believe. But yeah, take a stroll down that. And
Yeah.
check that out, dude.
Yeah, that's
but
awesome.
when
It's
that
like
however they work that out, insurance with the city or whatever, however that gets worked out,
Yeah.
that will turn into something different.
I think they're going to lose more than they want to
What do you mean?
because that building is so old.
Oh yeah, it's
You know,
super old.
Yeah, the damage that they did, man. If I would be surprised if they rebuild that with those same bricks, because ain't no telling what it did to the
Them
foundation.
bricks got
Right.
incinerated, dude.
They have
Yeah.
to tear it down and do it over.
You know what I mean?
You can
Yeah.
you can literally see at those two buildings across the street from each other like this,
Yeah.
where it like
something
where,
gonna
like-
have to come down.
Yeah.
blew, like exploded like that.
Right.
I think it's y'all remember though when we were kids, that was the move. Second Avenue was the move.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
not Broadway. Broadway had like spots, and they were like souvenir shops and shit like that.
Yeah.
And there were clubs on Broadway and like NASCAR Cafe and shit like that was on Broadway.
But it was on second.
Second Avenue used to be the move. That used to be where all the clubs were. And I'm not talking country bars and shit. I'm talking nightclubs where, you know,
Yeah.
and there'd be top 40 in different genres of music
Yeah.
going on in there, but it was clubs.
What was the one that was like 3 stores? Was it Grand?
Mix Factory, dude.
No. The one that was right there on second.
Graham Central Station.
Graham.
Yeah,
That
well,
was-
see, when Stoner moved here, you said in
Fade, you had
14,
all that stuff.
that was when Nashville was starting to kind of
Shift
gear
over
up towards
Yeah.
what it is now
Yeah.
when you moved here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
If
think
it-
I've been here long enough to see the major change.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Major
it was
change.
just starting when you got here, I think,
Yeah.
for like that time frame.
It's like I graduated high school in 07, so going out to Nashville would have been like 07, 8, 9, 10.
Gotcha.
Or
Yeah, yeah.
2010.
Man, we did a lot of things on Second Avenue, man.
Man, did we ever, bro? But like the after hours spot was down there, like all that shit, bro. And now everything's closed on Second right now, except for like from the corner up.
It was a trip when me and Mel and Chucky is so crazy because Chucky wanted
Shout
to meet me. Yeah, shout out Chucky V. Wanted to meet me and Mel for lunch one day, and his office is on 4th Avenue. So he was like, "Well, I'll just meet you at this place." And it turned out to be the old Rutledge where we performed over 150 shows.
Yeah.
And that was my first time going in there since it was there. He was in
What's it called now?
Martin's Barbecue.
Martin's Barbecue.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's good food, but it was just
Yeah.
crazy seeing what it was now.
Chad said the layout, everything's the same. You ever been in there?
No,
We
I
should
haven't
go
seen.
eat there one day.
I saw. Yeah, we should. I saw the pictures.
Yeah, that Mel posted. Yeah,
Yeah.
to Sis because like it was weird because Chucky that was before Chucky even knew anything about that. So I don't think he ever even had been to the Rutledge, back then. But because it's been 2014 when they changed it or sold it or whatever.
It's funny though, man. With Second Avenue had turned into the spot where the people went to break dance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all that shit.
Yeah, the freestyles and
Yeah,
all
the
kind-
bucket
all kind of stuff.
drums,
Bucket-
like all that kind of shit.
Yeah, there's some of the stuff that you won't see on Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it turned into.
Y'all ever go to the Muse?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we used to back. We used to
we
back in the
performed
day.
there
Yeah.
100 times.
Yeah.
The bathroom there was
Horrible.
ungodly.
You could piss in the corner in there. There's footage on ChadArmesTV somewhere where we're backstage at the Muse before a show or some shit, whatever the fuck we were doing there.
It was a show. It was it was Ice Cold J and us. We
Right,
were all
that's what it was. And we're like in the back just wilding. We're like backstage, right? And I take a chair and I just fling it across. And
It's like a WWE folding chair.
yeah, and I just fling it against the wall and this big. I mean, it's just a wreck back there, dude. And as I throw it, like all this stuff, like kind of settles and falls in the corner. It's so hard to explain this.
Yeah.
But in the corner, Chad
Sounds
on
like
camera.
tabletop.
Chad, yeah, right. But we were just being silly for Chad's camera. And Chad like pans the camera over and he zooms in. He goes, guys, there's a bottle of urine.
Yeah, a bottle of piss.
And there's just
Yeah,
like
just
a
chilling.
random bottle of piss.
Oh,
just in
Somebody
the
just
middle of
because
the
somebody
spot.
would rather do that than pee in that bathroom. That makes perfect sense. I totally get it.
Shout out to the
The
Muse.
Muse and the sound at the Muse was the sound at the Muse was crazy.
It's
too.
currently a Domino's.
It was so
Is
bad,
it?
but
Okay.
yeah.
It's been a Domino's for a long time.
But
Okay.
didn't even that get torn down or no?
No, it's still there.
Domino's?
Yeah, it's
Is
still
it?
there. It's still Domino's. Yeah, they're still cooking away in there, man. Shout out Domino's.
Trying to think of what other spots we used to perform at down there besides the Muse and the Rutledge. That was really probably the main two downtown.
No,
That it seemed like-
Atlantis.
We did a few there. We didn't do a lot there.
I did a birthday there. Shit, Atlantis was.
Rocketown.
I liked Atlantis. Like Rocketown.
Rocketown, yeah.
There's a few, man.
We did a few. It was either I always get
my
confused.
very-
12th and Porter or 3rd and Lindsay, one of the two. That's how I met. That's where I met Jelly.
My very first
Might have been 12.
album release, Chad, before I was showing Prove, like the thing, Time for a Change album that we don't have. That album release party was at Hurricanes. Y'all remember?
Shout out Hurricanes, yeah.
That was Banana Joe's and all that shit. Remember those names?
Yeah.
But Hurricanes is where that album release party was. They let me perform in the back and everything. I don't know how I pulled that off.
BB King's was another one that we did.
Oh, yeah, we performed at BB King's a lot.
We did some, not a lot. They wouldn't give us the big room, but they let us
get in that little like entry
other one.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BB King still down there?
I don't know. You'd know more than we would, Bo.
That'll be fucked up if it wasn't.
But
BB
it's a
King's
mystery,
is
dude. Like,
fucking
I don't know
historic.
what's going to come of Second Avenue. I really don't. I don't know what's going to be there. I don't know what's going to come after. If they're going to put shit back, like, is Hooters still going to be on the corner right there? It's not even there, bro. Like, that whole street is just fucking
that's
I think
annihilated.
it's over with for Hooters, man.
Think so?
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to bring it back the second.
Hooters
It
got to
says
be downtown.
BB King's permanently closed, dog.
Permanently.
Yeah, 2nd Avenue North, gone. It's gone. Yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy, man. That's such a
everybody,
legendary spot, bro.
You be in the city a lot, Stoner?
Honestly, dude, I try to avoid it, man.
I think that's so
Yeah.
awesome, though.
Yeah.
I think it's so
Unless I have, like,
awesome.
a reason to go.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even like with music and all that, like contract stuff or paperwork or anything like that, there's not really much of a demand for you to move around a lot, huh?
I mean, unless just outings with the family.
Or like a
you know?
celebration or some
yeah,
shit like that.
it's random times.
That's awesome.
Or certain shows or
Mailbox
You know,
money.
comedy
Get that
show.
mailbox money.
Right, exactly.
Southeast Stoner.
saw Jerry Seinfeld, downtown.
Oh, dope, dude.
Just randomly?
No, just like a
he
show.
performed.
Oh, like
It's like
Zanies or
reasons.
something?
Yeah, no, was that? I think
No,
it was a bigger one, the Ryan or something.
it was probably Municipal Rhyme for
Municipal,
Jerry
yeah,
Seinfeld.
it
Yeah,
was a big one.
I don't think he's doing Zanies anymore.
But no, I mean, I don't really, I don't go drinking,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't
that's the
either.
only thing
Yeah,
there
we're
is to
kinda
do,
on that same
right? Like
shit.
you either go to a show or you go out to a bar or something. And of course, I do it every now and then.
That
But
shit down there has grown so much, you don't even want to drive through.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If
man.
you want to park a few streets over, get you a scooter or something.
Scooter, shout out Scooter. I've never drove one of them.
Dude, every time
that's
I
the best way to move
Those are
around.
fun.
every time I see those
The best
people, I'm
one.
like, golly.
Yeah,
The tourists that are on them, I just want them to hit a little pebble and just see what happens.
That's horrible, Chad.
Not hurt themselves badly, but like if it's the people that are super. Because
Not
if you
die.
notice, like when we went to perfect example, when we
He
went to
said not
Jelly's,
die.
Not die, right? Just
no, not at all.
Okay.
Just maybe like skin their
Scuff
elbow.
knee.
Yeah. Just,
But if they, when we went to
Jabs.
Jelly's second performance at the Opry, we were watching people come in and out of the gift shop at the Opry, and these girls would go, and you could tell they were not from here, and they would come out dressed like it was Halloween and all this cowgirl shit. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
boots,
Tassels and shit.
just something like they just went and watched all the seasons of
Bonanza.
no.
Nashville.
No, that and I always forget the show.
I know what you're talking about.
The one in Montana that I've done seen all the episodes of.
The
The
With
one that you
Kevin
love.
Costner.
Yeah.
Brain for it.
No, damn it,
Damn
guys.
it, dude.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Jesus,
It looks
I
like-
saved the day. Don't
It
worry.
looks like they watched Yellowstone
Because
seasons
you
1 through
blinked,
3.
I blinked.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Shout out Yellowstone.
But that's what I was. I was just referring to like those kind of like touristy
as
people.
if they thought that's what it was like down here.
Yeah, for sure. And we're all just dressed like we dressed normal, and everybody was just looking at them like they're not from here.
Yeah.
I think it's dope though that you've created as much music as you had, Stoner, out of like the comfort of your own spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even as being like along the ride and just becoming, like more and more notice just more your accolades has just grown. You know what I'm saying? And the more that's grown, it's not like you've like, all right, we need to step it up and get to the bigger studio or something. I think you've built a new studio though.
I mean, I slowly progress
Yeah,
it for
right.
sure. Yeah, but I try to make it as professional gear wise, but in environments that feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You don't feel like I'm in a commercial spot. But
You definitely have a good vibe at that one you're at, and the one that you're at now,
I like it.
for sure.
I'm just renting it, so I'm month to month now. My lease is up, so I got to figure out if I'm gonna stay or move.
Move around,
I kind of move every year or two just to switch the vibe up a little bit. But that's such a good spot for me that it's hard to get rid of there.
So no
I
thoughts
live,
of renewal though?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'd like
Gotcha.
to buy it honestly because
Okay.
the
Yeah.
location of it is
Big
really
spot.
prime.
Yeah.
That's a big
it's
flex.
dope too,
Yeah,
and it's low key. It's cool. It's a really dope
Yeah, I'm
spot.
tired of renting. I want to
Yeah.
be able to do whatever I want, But
Yeah.
but yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Speaking of that, was when you first, because we talked about the first thing you did for Jelly.
Yeah.
You working so heavily with church, was the first thing you did, was the first project with church, was it Heart of Dixie?
King of Dixie. Yeah.
King of Dixie. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
That was it was Heart of America.
Yeah,
That was
I
an
did
old
half
album.
that with band play.
Okay, dope. So that was 2017. You
Shout out
did, that's
Shout
when
out
you start. I thought I remember you saying that in the interview from last year where you and
Yeah,
Church
that was the
started
first
in,
one.
in
Yeah.
King of Dixie, and then that's turned into a lot of the stuff that he was doing with the Creeker stuff, the rock stuff. Is that's all you too?
Yeah,
And-
everything since then.
Yes, which is crazy because like the catalog for Church since
It's a
then
lot.
Is crazy.
Right,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
a lot.
rap,
It's a lot.
rock, country,
Yeah.
blending. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that
that's
just
the thing, man. Like I my list of people I've produced for is medium size,
Yeah.
small to medium. But the people I've engineered for is a lot. You know, where I've just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
recorded a lot of
Yeah.
people. So you know, they know me from that. But like I try to stick to like people that I have really good chemistry with.
Yeah,
And just try to like double down on those, you know. So
yeah.
that's why I was with Jelly for a long time until he completely, you know, spread his wings even
Yeah.
further, and
Yeah.
then continued to work with him, and then came across Ryan. And
Yeah.
I like artist development, and I like also because like when I see someone, I feel like I like am more of a big picture producer as opposed to just making the music, you know, because I
For
care
sure.
about the artwork and the visuals and how you
Yeah.
roll it out and
Yeah.
the business side of it, you know, all that interests me. And then it's hard to just do one of those things and then it's like, you know, I made a song for someone and then they put the artwork and it's terrible.
No, for sure. You're not just a beat maker.
that's so
Yeah,
dope. to
yeah.
hear him
You
talk
want it
like
to be.
that.
You want to be involved because you care about it because it's your brand on it, bro. So
It is, yeah, yeah.
for sure. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why you're able to do what you do with the select few because it's like a quantity or quality over quantity kind of thing.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
And I always knew that would kind of take me the long road because
Yeah.
when I first was getting into recording, of course I would take every gig I could get, you know,
Yeah.
for any money just because I wanted experience. But then I realized I'm not like a beat maker. I don't like to just sit and make 30 beats in a day and just hope that they get made, you know.
Yeah.
So that's not the way I do it. But I'd rather just invest in the talent that I see and help them
Yeah,
be
for sure.
bigger artists, you know.
No,
Yeah,
I
same
think
with same with Chucky. That's,
Yeah, exactly. And me and Chucky, you know, became friends. You know, Jelly introduced us, and I noticed that he, another example of like someone that didn't know that they could sing as much. Like he always was melodic and stuff, but I try to encourage them to like, hey, yeah, sing that, like
Yeah.
break out a little bit, and then they get more comfortable, and so
Yeah.
Chucky's been
Shout out
growing
Chucky.
a lot and killing it.
Shout out Chucky B.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah,
out
he's
T
a good
Stoner.
dude.
I think that's dope though, from the motivational standpoint of it. Like for you,
Yeah.
like coaching him through it, or however you want to put it.
Yeah,
He brings that up on the interview too. He talks about Jelly linking y'all and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
yeah.
But like Chad sort of touched on when he talked about Church's catalog. The level of, you know, one like you're one that sits around and talks about wanting to branch off and do different type of shit.
Absolutely.
There's no one that does more different type of shit than T Stoner.
Yeah.
I think T Stoner can do about anything at this point. Like there's not really much that like just from Church's catalog alone. Like you guys have went every single direction.
Which is impressive.
It's super impressive and it's unheard of, especially to do it successfully from every angle.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like to do it from one angle and it not near amount one way or, you know, not feel the same or still not be a vibe or even be worth trying again.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not been like that. Like you guys have, you know, done something initially and then tried something else and then continue to do all of
Yeah.
these things.
And it shows that you have a love for what you do.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah. Definitely.
When you go from here to go from here to there, it's kind of like pushing yourself.
Yeah.
Let's see how far we can go with this.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I can definitely appreciate it.
And shout out to Church for recognizing that chemistry as well. Because I'm
Yeah.
sure just from being buddies or, you know, just developing a friendship, you know, there's got to be a moment for Church where he was like, all right, man, Stoner makes me sound different. You know what I mean? Like, this is it. Like, Stoner, you're my guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, there
sure.
has to be that switch. So,
it did kind of happen that way. I mean, I totally agree with you. I think I saw where he was going and where I knew he could go, and I still think he's on his way there.
That's
I
dope.
think there's plenty of,
That's dope.
but it just sometimes takes help navigating it a little bit.
for sure.
That's dope.
And
It means a whole lot to an artist, man.
Yeah.
That means a whole lot to an artist.
Right, right.
When you're pushing them and you can see something in them,
Yeah.
it's like, you know what, you can go a little bit further. It's kind of like coaching them to get to their best abilities.
Right,
So,
right.
Yeah,
and when we were talking earlier about like having to say no to people,
Yeah.
it's like, how could I take on a bunch of people and give that much of energy into each one equally. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I there's no way I can take on more than 3 or 4 people a month of like being in constant work. And typically when I start work with someone, we're in a constant level of work where it's like we don't even have to finish a song, or we're not, you know what I mean? We're just we come in and out, and we're never not working on something.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I got to be able to have enough energy to sink into them. You know what I mean?
I think it's really interesting, though. I think your whole scenario is really interesting. How you sort of limit I don't want to say limit your creativity, but you limit your exposure rate, basically. Like, you know what I mean? You don't really do anything that you don't want to do.
And that's why, like, when I started putting out music myself, like, I have to like promote it and stuff, and it's not my personality. Like, I'm not the guy like, what's up, y'all?
You want me to be your manager, bro?
You know, it's like, that's not me, you know. And I'm more low key, and I'm just, that's just my personality. I've always been that way. But it doesn't make me unfriendly or something. I'm just I don't know, dude. I just I don't have time to focus on things that aren't going to further my life in any way. Not in a selfish way, but even just like happiness, you know, like dude, time is going so fast, y'all, and like,
absolutely
there's no round 2 of Earth, you know. So the more my kids are getting older, the less I care about anything else. You know what I mean? And it's and so if I'm just not in it, then I'm not in it, and I have to.
I get it. I totally get it.
That's a clip right there, Bubba. You just made a clip for sure. That was for sure.
But I love how you've been able to put out the amount of work that you've put out with the same people. You can, it seems like almost the same core people that you create for, and it's continuously been successful enough for you and that artist to just keep it like that. You know what I mean? Like you're still not biting off more than you chew. And then when the when you still have those moments of self inspiration where you're like, you know, it'd be cool to do blah 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 blah. That's when you get a Stone Baby sound record. You know what I'm saying? To spin it off just for yourself is even cool to me. Like, I think that's dope. Instead of bringing on another fucking project or doing it some other way or coaching somebody a different way, like you're kind of in a comfort zone, but it's a successful comfort zone.
And I'm like a always on kind of person, and so I am in a comfort zone level of my life right now, but I always struggle with like, okay, I can't just be complacent.
I totally understand that.
Because the reality of the fact, the only reason I'm able to be in the spot that I'm at is because I did 10 years of scraping. And,
for sure.
And
I feel that for
getting
sure.
no royalties and no back end. And so once I tried to figure out like, okay, I have to start earning my publishing and my royalties on projects, you know, like how do I do that? You know, part of it is you have to be able to put out good music, you know, to have some type of
back end to be there.
Like what's it called? Skin in the game, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But then also you have to kind of fight for yourself a little bit and say, you know, not charge people up front so that you can get stuff on the back end, you know. And when I started doing that, it made things a lot easier with artists because you're not paying me, I'm not asking you, I'm not invoicing you, you know. We're going to work on an agreed percentage and then the focus is the music.
Because you want it to do well.
A third party is going to distribute the money, not you or your manager.
For sure. That's the way to go.
Yeah, it's the only, and it took a while to get there, so I'm not saying it's easy, but figuring that out is what has allowed me to be where I am now. So now I'm focused on like, okay, how do I take this? Because, you know, I'm not naive to think that money will last forever. And, you know, people go into sports and stuff, they make a lot of money and they blow it and then they're broke, you know. So I don't want to do that, but I'm just trying to figure out now, like, what do I take this and where do I go with it?
Well, and not to mention too, I mean, just to keep going off of what you were saying, you've been a vital part to one of the people on our podcast with Leroy, because when Leroy started, you know what I mean? Like, and there's an interview with Leroy and Stone on the channel, but that's, I mean, you know, when he got going, like you were, you know, big with that. He said that, you've said that too. And that's just somebody else that you have made really dope stuff with, even up on some of the stuff that Creek thing is you.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So he's another one that's closely and part of he's a co-host on the show, you know, and you've been vital with him.
And he speaks on it often. I mean, like Chad said, I mean, him being on that interview, y'all doing that portion of that interview together, just, you know, that's a stamp right there. I mean, it's bro.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's in a good, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, man, he's doing great right now.
His stock keeps rising too.
Street flavor.
Yeah, shout out to Leroy Biggs.
Yeah, shout out.
You know, when I think about Stoner, man, aside from like your current catalog and what's happening, you know, like what we were just speaking on, you know, like the stuff you do with church currently, and you know, Jelly out here threatening us with another rap album, you know, produced by Stoner, which we're all so anxious for.
Yeah.
Every time I hear Stoner, bro, Chad, I have to think about business as usual. And when I met Stoner for the first time, you know, Stoner was like he was like a Sonny P to me. You know, I didn't know Stoner before I ended up in his studio one night with Jelly. Jelly just sent me the address and invited me over there. And when I pulled up, it was when Jelly and Stack were recording Business as Usual project. And it was just
like a basement.
Yeah. And the vibe was cool, and it was Jelly and Stack were working on, you know, 2 or 3 records at the time, and then they keyed up the Bad Guy record, and next thing I knew, I was on Bad Guy, and shout out Stoner. But I'll never forget like stepping in that booth, because I was jittery. Like being on a song with Stack and Jelly is bucket list shit from a white boy from Nashville. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And that was a complete blindside scenario. I shouldn't have been on that record. Like, it was just luck of the draw type shit.
Yeah, that's that opportunity shit.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah,
and I remember getting in the booth, though, and Stoner had to have heard it. And the first bar I spit, you know, like I fumbled 2 or 3 times, and Stoner said, bro, Squints, it's just me and you. Nobody's paying attention. It's just me and you, bro. Right? And it's just like,
coaching.
Shh.
Yeah.
And then I did my thing, and you know, and it was, but I'll never forget that.
That's cool.
You know, because I didn't know you. Like, I think I maybe met you walking through the door and was like, oh, it's your crib? Cool, man. That's what's up. I love your setup. And then I'm in the corner, and I just was writing on my phone and that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I'll never forget that you were like, bro, it's just me and you right now. Like, nobody can hear anything.
Yeah.
Because I was nervous as fuck, dude. I really was.
Yeah.
That's just inside baseball. I just remember that particular moment being nervous as fuck.
Yeah. Well, that's one of those things where it's like, you get the ball, you gotta sink the jumper. You know what I mean? And it's nerve rattling in that kind of scenario for sure.
And a good producer, man, will ease those nerves.
For sure.
That's exactly what it was too, man. I mean, it was like a fucking man. They gave me reassurance I needed. I mean, I got my composure back pretty quick and realized it was just me and Stoner. If I needed punch in, because I was rapping kind of quick and shit.
That's producing.
Exactly. Exactly, man. Pulling like
whatever it takes to produce the best. You know.
Yeah, it's not just making a dope beat.
I'm sure you've been in the studio with people who've been kind of has pushback to that though. Like, how does that feel?
Yeah, like if you tell them to do something they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Or give me another one of those or something.
You know it's more there.
Oh, dude, I'm like, I've experienced almost any type of person you can record. You know, frustrated, happy, you know, annoying, you know, like everything you can think of. I feel like I've encountered it. And if I'm doing a suggestion, I'm not over the top with suggestions. I kind of like guide, you know, and if anytime they don't want to do it, that's totally cool, you know, because like I feel like any idea is worth trying.
Yeah, and you got to use it.
Yeah, like if someone brought an idea to me, I would never say, nah, I don't think so. I'd be like, even if I thought that's not going to work, I'll do it, and then it doesn't work, or it does, you know. So when people are pushed back to that, there's only been, you know, a handful of scenarios where if I was recording someone and it was like a frustrating feeling, you know. So I can sense up on that pretty quick, and you know, I'm pretty flexible bouncing with that.
But yeah, I think that's ultimately like wanting to try things just to benefit the record at the end of the at the end of the day.
That's the goal. I mean, that's what
you know what I mean. But to one's point, or back to the question about him asking, I could see why that could be a thing, but. In reverse, like same question, but reverse. Shout out to a producer that'll be like, hey, man, before you go, you know what I mean? Like instead of, because I mean, think about that. You do a feature for an artist with a producer you don't know, you've never met. That producer may be skeptical about even saying anything about anything. They'll be like, oh, you're done? That's it? Okay, man. Thanks, man. You know what I mean?
Because they're just there for the hourly whatever.
But say you're in there and you kind of fumble like a half of a syllable, and nobody's gonna hear it but the fucking producer. You know what I mean? And the producer's like, hey man, I think you may have just dribbled that ball real quick. Maybe listen to that real quick. You want to do that again? I'll punch you in right here. You know, like that's an important fucking role.
It is.
But it's
every artist has a different way that things that work with them and things that don't.
Oh, absolutely. As far as punching in or working, is that what you're referencing to?
Yeah, that and how much you are producing them.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, totally.
I can understand where that thought is.
It's more or less not a battle of when people don't want to listen to suggestions. It's sometimes more a battle of like getting them to do it again because I know that they can do it better. And they already thought they did it.
Yeah.
You know, and
my bro just did it.
Yeah. Or not giving me enough of something.
Emotion or just
like stacks and
emphasis.
things like that.
Yeah, I get it.
But, it just depends on who it is,
Another one that's really good at that, like you are, is David Ray. David Ray's the same way. I watched him do it with Jelly.
Yeah.
When he was cutting the record last year, and he was like, "No, it's not good. You can do it better. Do it again." And Jelly Jelly don't ever say he just does. I mean, he probably does the same with you. You do the same way with Jelly.
But that's man, that's how you know that they're working on the same goal.
For sure. Same way. Yeah.
I trust this person's.
Yeah.
This person's craft, this person's talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he says that it's something that he's hearing, I can do better.
Right.
Go for it.
Yeah. D-Ray is one of my favorite producers, writers, artists around here.
Yeah, for sure, man. He's amazing.
He's very high on my list as well.
Yep.
He's a very talented individual.
Yeah.
And D-Ray co-wrote the hook on my song coming out.
Okay.
Oh, dope, dude. Hell yeah. Okay. The one with
because it was originally, me and Jelly's song, and D-Ray was in the studio and writing it together. So he, from what I remember, wrote the majority of that hook. And
dope, dude.
Earlier you made a comment that kind of stuck out to me. I want to go back to when you mentioned when we were talking about Jelly and some of the records that you said y'all had, sort of like we'll call them B-side records right now.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you said you made the comment to Chad. You said, these records are great. They're good songs, but they're not what I envision for Jelly Roll's next rap album.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes and I've thought about you saying that for a while because it makes me wonder, like when that rap album does come, and it's coming, I'm pretty confident it is. The big guy said it repeatedly. Mm-hmm. What is that influence like from you? How much direction do you have over Jelly Roll? Because I imagine you have quite a bit. Like Chad
it's just
said,
me and him in the room.
But it's like But it's like Chad said about D-Ray. He gives D-Ray that same type of respect to where if D-Ray says, "Hey, bro, come on, Jelly, do it one more time," Jelly's going to do it again, without the frustration or anything like that. And I'm sure you guys share a similar, if not,
definitely.
You follow what I'm saying?
100%.
But say y'all cut 20 records.
Yeah.
Is T Stoner arguing about which ones should go on there?
maybe a little bit. Sure.
Hell yeah, I love it.
Like Jelly's like my big brother that I never had.
Love it.
I mean?
Yeah.
So we can not see each other for a while and then get together and no time's passing.
Didn't miss a beat.
Pick up perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Especially in and out of the studio.
Yeah.
No, I totally get that.
But there are definitely times where it's not like resisting each other, but just wrestling the idea, or should this be on there? Because every album I did with him, we arranged it together. I'm a little anal about the arrangement of an album.
Yeah, like track list. Yeah, too.
And so, but rarely would we really butt heads about creative stuff like that. It's more or less, bouncing things back and forth. But no, he if I need him to recut something, he totally does it. Yeah, it's not even because it's not that often. I mean, he does it. He kills it normally, and so a lot of times, we'll do a scratch hook or something, then we'll come back and he'll really lay it and be warmed up and stuff. So, we're
how does that compare? So, like with Jelly and church, is church? Are you in church? Is it?
There's
same?
a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of differences as well.
Yeah.
I with Ryan, we record differently. Like it's more or less like capturing his moment and his stream of consciousness. We do stack choruses, but we don't get a lot of stacks of stuff. We punch almost 2 lines at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And we do it over and over until we both know, that line was it.
We've got the puzzles
then
complete.
we go to the next one.
Yeah,
so
that's dope.
When we're done recording and I'm going to mix, I have no other takes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So every now and then, after all the songs we've done, there are times where like maybe I run into something where I want him to recut it or something, and he totally will. But generally, it's more or less like
build it as you fly.
He has a stream of lyrics and melodies coming out of him, so it's like each song is almost like a capture of time.
Mm.
Not necessarily like we're building a record, if that makes
That's
like,
dope.
It makes perfect fucking sense to all of
like
us.
if you listen to Holler Boys, which is our biggest song that we've done,
Great song, yeah.
Yeah,
which
great record.
is platinum, by the way. But
Woo!
it's not,
Flex, talk your
it's not,
shit, stoner.
It's not certified yet. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
everybody loves the button.
Oh yeah.
but it has to get like certified.
Certified
Yeah.
So
Hey.
independently, it's harder to do. But
Do a round of applause for that, man.
Yeah, we'll give you one.
Yeah, dude, that's dope, bro.
Me and Jelly should have a couple of gold, you know.
No, absolutely.
And yeah, me and Ryan definitely have at least 3 or 4 gold, and
Talk yo
Yeah,
shit.
man.
so I can't wait to
six
get
star.
those like certified so it could be legit. But
Hell yeah.
That's cool though. That's dope.
3 or 4.
That's dope
Right.
that you see that
Wow.
you said that y'all have that Jelly and Ryan are have those differences. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool
Yeah,
because
but similarities too.
they both work out great.
they
you
can
know?
write very fast. That's something they
Yeah.
have in common.
Chucky did say that in his interview about how the first song that they did, like he said, Ryan wrote the hook, like so he wasn't even in the room, and I forgot what he was talking about, just like that.
Yeah, just super
How fast he was able
most
to come
of the
up with
time,
stuff.
like it's pretty quick, you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I don't even know if I answered your original question about the songs me and Jelly have. About did I answer your question? I guess I did.
Yeah, you said the it was just more of like
Or
a
what the
creative
vision?
thing.
Yeah, I was
what's
just
the
more
vision
like-
of that album.
Well, I mean, you could tell us that. We'd love to hear it. I'm sure they would too.
Well, I don't know if my vision and Jelly's are perfectly aligned, but
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
things do change, you know. Because really, the last time we recorded those songs together
Mhm.
was probably almost a year. I mean, you were
For-
there.
Yeah, it was the day before 4th of July,
Wasn't
bro.
that more than a year?
It was July 3rd.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know, I get the call from
21.
Jelly every like 3 months. Of
Yep.
Like, hey man, I miss you. Like, I can't wait to. You know, what's your schedule? You know.
Don't
Yeah.
you love
And
those
so-
calls, man?
Yeah, I love those
Yeah.
calls. But I'd also love to get back in.
No,
Right.
for sure. dude.
I think that's a
Jelly.
clip.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's a clip right there. Clip that
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Send
We'll
it to the
send
big
that-
guy.
we'll send it
No,
to
no,
the big fella.
but also I never pressure him because it's all about timing, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it really is.
And
you
his
know?
schedule's
Why
getting
force
bumped
it?
around a little bit nowadays.
And I want him to be, you know, focused on it and not distracted and
Right.
stuff. But we have really good songs, and I'm stoked about them.
yeah.
If you had, I don't want to say a number. If you had to pick just a handful of like some of your
Yeah, give us some of your
favorites
favorites.
that you did with Jelly
Yeah,
or Ryan or whoever, it doesn't
Your
even have to be them.
catalog.
Yeah,
Who your
Yeah.
what's some of your not creditable, like some of your personal picks.
just some of your personal favorites
Yeah.
out of your Stone
Okay.
Baby catalog.
Well, because my memory is terrible,
Yeah, do
I'm
that.
just gonna look at some of the albums.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely, you know, Only with Jelly. Like,
Oh,
if we're
yeah.
gonna talk about Jelly for a second,
Yeah.
I would say Only is probably one of my favorite.
That's the Hey Goes On album, or was that Addiction
No,
Kills?
that's Addiction Kills.
Yeah, yep.
That album in general.
Yeah,
Sex,
for
Drugs,
sure.
and Pain is another one.
OONNE.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That
Demons with Little White is one of my favorites.
that's a great one
Oh
too.
yeah, that's a good record.
That was only. I think that's. I want to say that may be Mel's second favorite Jelly song ever.
Lose Your Soul.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. Was that on Therapeutic
Smoking
5?
Section. Yeah.
Those are that's early.
Smoking Section. Or Smoking Section is huge.
It is
Yeah.
currently.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's on his set
Yeah,
list
because he
currently.
plays that live at every
Yes.
show, and
Yeah.
it's a little bit different of a version.
and they're all screaming it back to him.
yeah,
Yeah, man, it's dope, dude. Yeah, it's dope that he's still doing those. Like, because that's some of the early you and him stuff.
yeah.
That's a great record, though,
it's
man.
still going
That one
back,
holds
yeah.
longevity
It's just such
with-
a good song.
And for him personally, that's
Yeah.
a major record.
Calls Me Dad is another one.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I like a lot of the more ballady songs, you know.
For sure. Those are some
I
great
like the
ones there.
bangers too, but I feel like I'm trying to make Grammy songs
Music.
that like
Yeah,
that,
dude.
that will last.
I
forever.
totally understand that
for
comment.
sure.
I
Timeless
really
music,
do.
dog.
Yeah,
For sure.
but you're more of a. It's hard to put that in words. What you're trying to say, I know exactly what you're trying to say, though.
Yeah.
When you say you like the bangers too, but then again,
Yeah.
you like more about composition,
I just feel like bangers don't really last.
more
that long.
composing,
Yeah,
and like
they-
actual
yeah.
They can make the
instruments.
hardest song ever.
Yeah, are you big
And
on
it's hard.
instruments opposed to like the digital shit?
I like both. I try to.
See, and I
have,
think that's
even
great,
the bangers.
though.
I try to put something that's real life element into it.
Yeah,
You know, whether it's certain percussion or whatever. You know,
yeah.
like
Like banjo here or there,
just whatever. Yeah, to have a human element. in it.
triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, something. Hey man, put
Yeah.
it in there.
Put it in
If it
there.
works,
Yeah.
it works.
So you can go to Stoner's new studio or your current studios are fucking house full of instruments.
Pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of percussion. There's a lot of drums. I have a bunch of drums.
Yeah, I wish we had some. We could show y'all
here.
Stoner. We could make Stoner play the drums for us.
We can make him play them.
Yeah, or asking for it.
That'd
Sorry, that
probably,
came
that'd
out wrong.
probably be pretty boring.
Play the
Pretty
drum.
boring. Yeah.
Yeah, do you play a lot? Do you play often?
I play on a lot of the songs. I'm
Just a
like a
hobby type
recording
shit.
drummer. I'm not like a flashy. I don't twirl the sticks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I can play multiple genre, and a lot of the
makes
songs
sense.
you've heard, I probably played drums on them.
Oh, dope.
You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
Yeah.
With
Fun
the
fact.
exception, obviously, for here and there. But all the Ryan stuff, except for Creek or Two,
Yeah.
I played all the drums on.
Oh, cool.
on those
Okay.
country albums and stuff like that.
What
'Cause it's
would-
just, that's how I write tracks. Like I do like drums
Mm-hmm.
and like one sound or two sounds, like
Ooh.
guitar or piano or something, you know. And then once I feel like I have a rhythm and an idea, that's it. I'm not producing it any further
Oh, okay.
because it's like you're either gonna have a cool idea to it or you're not.
Yeah.
And
Why
then I
waste
didn't
time?
waste any more time.
Yeah.
But if it's good enough, it'll spark an idea from the basic stripped down version.
Yeah.
And then you
yeah.
build
And
on
then
it.
and sometimes we don't even need to build on it because it just you write a
works.
nice song to it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
a
Y'all
really
write
good
that down.
song. Yeah, yeah,
You guys write that down.
Right.
That's important.
yeah. I mean,
Golly, that makes so much more sense though.
That's
Especially
how I
coming
do
from
it.
you, the way you say that. Like it's just all about time. Like why are we
Yeah.
wasting time? Like guys, you got what you need to know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah.
every now and then I would say like maybe 5% of the time I'll be making a track and then I pretty much see
Finish
it
it.
through. Yeah, where it's like okay, this feels right. I'm
And,
gonna place it.
Bro,
like, I
that
know.
probably happens when you're alone.
And they're mostly like the bangers because
Ah.
it's like it's a little easier.
You know where you want to go
yeah,
before
but
it's
as
over.
opposed to like ballads and stuff, like well, I can play a little bit of like every instrument except for kind of guitar. I'm trash at guitar, but I'll play a little bit of bass and then I'll send the song to my bass player and he'll cut
let
like
him do it.
really good
He'll
bass.
sharpen it up for you.
Yeah, like I got to a point where like I don't need to play everything.
Quick little riff. And then
Yeah,
you go.
just the basic chords and stuff, you know, because I don't need to be the best piano player to be a good producer. I don't think, you know. I just have to be able to know what needs to sound like, you know.
No, for sure. So, what are a few of the favorites you did with Ryan?
So yeah, that was Jelly, right?
Them jelly ones were only
Heaters,
bang.
bro.
They're all bangers, dog.
Yeah.
Only's it does great still too.
And that
doesn't it?
never even had a video, bro.
Yeah, and he still performs that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rock liked that one. That was cool.
Shout out to the
Oh,
Rock.
dude, flex.
Major
Yeah.
flex.
Yeah.
He's probably watching.
That was so dope when we were shooting the sober video, and The Rock posted Jelly or something, and Andrew Scholes FaceTime Jelly to tell him how hype he was about that. It was just so dope, dude.
It's hard.
Yeah.
But Upchurch ones, I would say probably some of my favorite are YZ. It's a banger.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I like My Neck of the Woods, which
Yeah.
was a little bit older. That was probably
Like early on.
2018.
Yeah.
But that song was really good. Elton John put that song on his podcast, and that was like our first like.
Wow.
I
I didn't
remember,
know that.
I remember when Elton John did.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm late to church's catalog. I
dude.
admit it all the time.
No,
Like
totally.
I was
And
late
a lot
to
of
it.
people that haven't heard him
Yeah.
will just think that they know what his music sounds like.
No, I went back to prove it to myself. Like I had to
Yeah.
go back and
Yeah.
really tap in and
Yeah,
listen
go
to
back
it.
and listen, man, because like, you know, he's not like a country rapper.
Mhm.
He's just really country.
Yeah.
You know, so he's not talking about these like generic lines.
No,
that
not
you
at all, bro.
expect.
He,
Yeah.
he never did.
And if you go listen
Really.
to the music, with the exception of obviously the country albums and then like a couple of the beats, most of the beats on the rap stuff are not country at all. You know?
No,
So-
right. Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of crossover, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're very conscious about how much of we're crossing over and which way it leans to more. You know
Bro,
what I mean?
Holler Boy and Parachute are probably my
Parachute.
two favorite
Yeah, that's
church
another one.
songs. Those are
The parachute joint. I don't know that title off the top of my head. I know
if you're
Holler
going to
Boy,
go back,
obviously.
I would listen to the Supernatural album, the Parachute album.
yeah. That's probably my favorite Ryan album, the Parachute
Yeah.
record.
Yeah, Mud to Gold, People's Champ. This new album, People's Champ, I felt really good about that one.
And it was dope too because he got Boosie on the
Got
remix to
Boosie on
Wisely.
the-
So you got
yeah.
Boosie, you got Boosie
Yeah,
on
that
one of
was
your
cool.
beats.
That's the
Yeah,
one that's
that
got
was
the
cool.
Jelly feature,
Yeah,
right?
Vows, yep.
So the Vows record. Fun,
Yep, yep.
fun fact.
Mhm.
I had the Vows record.
The song
early.
"Past the Stars"
Yeah.
on that album is another one of my personal favorites.
Yeah.
Shout out Church, man. We're big
Yeah.
fans of them over here. I'd love to have Church pull up. I've said it a million times. That's
That'd
like
be
one of the
crazy.
last
I'm
few
sure he would.
That'll be crazy.
that Church is a Church we have yet to get him. Chat. We had a Chad Arms TV interview with him, which was amazing.
Yeah. Shout out to church.
Yeah, I tagged along with Chad on that one, and we got a great sit down with Ryan. You know, and
Yeah.
it's on the channel currently. But he has yet to pull up here at the show. I'd love for him to pull up over here so we can shoot the shit.
No, for sure.
But
man.
yeah, shout out Church. But
Yeah.
shout out T Stoner.
So, yeah,
bro.
Yeah, shout out Stoner, man.
Sure.
It's been fun,
Show,
dude.
man, dropping gems.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like when it's fun fact, like, not to put you out there, one, but when we told one that you were coming this week,
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I'd love to be there. And I think
for real.
I think that, and not like I said, not just put you out there, but I think that's just like an attestament, and it just signifies like the meaning you have as a producer here in the city.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
that.
And even if like a normal consumer doesn't recognize your name or know who you are or even care, you know what I mean? And there's people out there that don't, you know what I mean? Let's be real.
Oh, 100%.
The ones like us, like the three that are with you right here at this table, bro, we appreciate you more than you would ever realize, because we're
Thank
the,
you, man.
For sure.
we admire what you do, and and me being lucky enough to have that one experience recording with you and shit, bro, like that, I'll forever remember that. It sounds cheesy as fuck.
No, that's cool.
But it really,
I love hearing that.
and that was one of the later songs of my career. Like I didn't rap long after that, if much at all. Like my shit was fizzling out. Like Chad's all we need with that in one. You know what I mean? Like we,
right.
Yeah, I'd rather do this.
I'd much rather make like my footprint be about the music than you saw me on Instagram or out.
I think that's so dope,
shows,
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't really go for photo ops and stuff like that.
It's still so dope, and the footprint you're talking about is already clearly in the ground, and just gets deeper as we talk. You know what I mean?
Sometimes, like, because I stay so like locked in either at home or in the studio that like I don't ever realize where I've like developed to.
Right.
Until I go to like a show or something, and like
everybody
all these
comes
people
up,
are like singing the songs. I'm like, oh my god,
Like,
this is crazy,
Because you got your head down.
Yeah,
you got your head down. Working,
and most of the time, like if it's Jelly or Ryan or whoever, like when you come to my studio, like it's comfortable, so nothing else is really affecting you.
Okay.
And like you become more of just like Ryan is Ryan there.
Mm-hmm.
He's not, he's not like a different person for the internet, but I'm just saying like he's maybe more,
it's more comfortable.
It's just you get the real person.
That
For sure.
Very important, man. That just goes to show that like you're a real producer, man. Like, you walk off into a lot of these places, man. It's uncomfortable. I mean, you really can't get off into your vibe. And
right.
You know what I mean? Just get comfortable.
Vibes everything.
Yeah.
They just want your money.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys saying that, because like it took years. What you're saying is like things that I came into it like wishing people would say.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, that's real, man. And the fact that you're versatile, man, and you don't just box yourself in. Like
100%.
Like it makes an artistic mind want to be artistic.
Man.
You feel like you can do a whole lot more.
Yeah, and that's, dude, honestly, like when I started doing stuff with Ryan, because like Jelly was never really considered a country rapper, really.
No, he was more rock.
It wasn't even in the conversation until the emergence of more country rappers. Like Ryan
for sure, till the genre.
Then they lumped Jelly in.
Right,
but like after working with Ryan and stuff, a lot of other country rappers wanted me to do stuff with them, and even if I liked them or not, like I knew I can't just now do every single country rap guy.
Yeah,
because then I'm gonna be the country rap producer.
Well, you're on the best fucking country rap podcast in the world.
Yeah, exactly. right. So I don't need to go anywhere else here.
Right. We're gonna leave it at that.
I was waiting for it,
bro. Shout out one, bro.
So no, I don't box myself. I try very hard not to box myself in. Because I've seen producers, even some early on that I learned from, like would only really get hired to do one type of song.
Yeah, man.
And I'm like, I got to be able to do. I listen to everything, so why wouldn't I be able to?
It's funny when you say it like that, Stoner. Before we get out of here, I think it's funny that you made that comment as a producer, because the one that I'm not tapped into the genre enough to really point a finger, but it seems like Dub 3030 is the man to go to.
Yeah, for sure. He's great.
You know what I mean? Man, I'm gonna tell you what. When I went to Dude's page, like his where he sells his beats and shit, man, there's some heat in that motherfucker.
Yeah, he's really great.
You know what I mean?
I don't think I've ever heard a beat from him that I didn't think was good.
And I love how he caters to that genre. Like he knows how to pull off these country rap tunes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, for these artists, to where he's making that imprint, I think.
Yeah,
but I totally understand your point about not wanting to. I don't know if he's doing that or not. You know what I mean? I don't know how many beats he sells.
I mean,
what that looks like.
Most of the beats that I get from him are not country
rap, and I love every one of them. Yeah. He already knows.
He's a dope ass producer, but he's completely different.
Yeah.
Than the way Stoner works. Yeah. Dub is very good at producing, just like Stoner is, but Dub can crank out 10 beats in 2 days and do it. But and your way
wants to.
Yeah, right, right,
Yeah.
right. Wants to,
Yeah.
is what I mean. As far as the way his work, like the way he works. So it just shows that they're both really talented and really dope. They just
Really
work differently.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's
Yeah,
a
and he's a
different
really
kind
good engineer, and not just
For
him
sure.
specifically, but
Yeah,
there
he's
was a
great at
point
mixing
where
and
like
mastering.
I learned to be an engineer from somebody, and I can tell you that story too. But quickly I realized, I don't want to be the engineer forever, because even when I was like just starting with Jelly, like Therapeutic 4, I only produced like one or two. I wasn't the producer yet. And I was the engineer, and Jelly would even say, "Oh, this is my engineer." I wasn't the producer yet. And it took time, to I didn't want to be an engineer forever. It just wasn't my thing.
Right.
I could do it, and I do it all the time. But there's people who are just engineers.
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
That's it.
No, I totally get it though. I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, man.
It's been dope, dude.
It has.
Man.
We just scraped the surface, man. We may double back and do another episode. We got an hour right here, don't we?
Oh yeah, we're there.
Oh yeah, we can make this a 2-parter if y'all want to.
Let's do it.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I'm totally down.
Plenty more to talk about.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, fuck, dude. It's let's do it like that then. We got T Stoner with us, man. This is part 1,
Yeah.
and we'll see y'all. When is this?
Thank
coming
you,
out,
guys.
Chad? On Friday or Monday? What's that?
I'll look and see. Let's see.
Yeah.
October 7th. New song, Jelly.
Fuck yeah, plug that shit.
For sure.
He's
dude.
rapping, so that's why I wanted to put it out, man. Because people have been, wanting some of the rap stuff lately, and this will hold them over until we finish up.
You can't forget, man, bro. Still nice, man.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, this will, because Monday's episode of this week, when this is dropping, is going to be SMG Jimmy. So October 7th, part 1 of this will be dropping.
On a Friday or Monday?
Friday. October 7th, the day that his singles drop. So that's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
That's a big thing.
Hell yeah, man! It was. We didn't even try it. We didn't even mean to do it that way. So that's just the way it fell.
Worked out.
What's the title of the record again? I'm sorry. Normal.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we got to come up with a title. I don't know if a titles came out of this episode yet. Usually by the end of the hour, we say the title of the episode.
Right.
And nothing really jumped out at me. I'm sure there's a gem in there somewhere.
I mean, you should just
Dropping
make,
gems.
Just make it
Dropping
that,
gems.
man. The normal show.
Doesn't need a title.
Right.
Something
Shout out to you, Stoner.
Stoner was dropping gems, bro. You could just call dropping gems part 1 and 2, bro. He's gonna drop some more in part 2.
Part 1 and 2. Are we running back part 2 right now?
Yeah, let's do it, bro.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna piss first, but y'all tune in Monday, part 2. But y'all know what it is. We
Go
got T
cop the new
Stoner right here.
single.
Get that
Stoner
new
No More.
single right fucking now. It's
Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all.
yes, I got some shit to say. Chad Arms TV. Chad.
Yes, sir.
Bow.
Ding, ding, ding.
But bitch, we got views.